Hey everyone, welcome to part 12 of this trophy guide for Suikoden I HD Remaster. By the end of this video, we'll be about 3/4 of the way done with the game, so I hope you're enjoying it. I want to give a big thank you to all of the channel members who help to support the channel, and now without further ado, let's dive right into it. Starting off, we're going to leave the inn, and then we want to leave the warrior's village entirely by heading out the southern exit. Now we can walk around this area outside a little while until we get into some fights with some monsters, such as the sorcerer. The monsters here are pretty easy, especially if you use your runes, but honestly, you should just be able to use auto battle and get through these fights pretty quickly too. The monsters here give us a whole lot of experience, so you might get multiple levels up, especially with some characters like Kai who might be a little bit under-leveled. And we also get quite a bit of potch for defeating these enemies, which is good because we need at least 10,000 potch in order to recruit our next character. So feel free to fight here for a little while until you get at least 10,000 potch. You can level up here as well against the easy enemies, but we'll do lots of leveling later on, so that's not the most important thing. Once you've got 10,000 potch, head back into the warrior's village, and then go and save the game because we've got to do a little bit of gambling to get our next character. Now that the game has been saved, leave the inn, go to the north side of it, and talk to Marco. Well, we meet again, boss. How about another round? Tell you what, if you win more than 5,000 off me, I'll join you. Alright, how much do you want to bet? So we get to choose 3 options here, 100, 1,000, or 10,000 potch. The game is pretty straightforward. There's going to be a coin that goes under one of the cups. It's going to get shuffled up randomly, and then you're going to have to choose one of the cups. So at any point, there's a 1 in 3 chance that you get it right. If you choose 100 potch, they're going to go pretty slowly. 1,000 is a little bit trickier, but still doable, and 10,000 is pretty much impossible to see with the naked eye. Now, because we just saved the game, you can go for the 10,000 potch option and then just randomly guess, and there's a 1 in 3 chance that you'll be right. But what you could also do is if you have a phone or some other recording device, you can take a video of it and then watch it back very slowly, kind of frame by frame, and then you can actually watch it that way and then make your selection to guarantee that you're going to get it right. For me, I'm going to choose 10,000 potch, and I'm just going to randomly guess, and we're going to see what happens here. So this is at full speed, and if we get it right, we're going to get our 10,000 potch as a reward. I'll just choose the one in the middle, and lo and behold, it was the correct one, and that would be a big win for us. So that gives us enough potch in winnings in order to recruit Marco. So again, winning 5,000 potch off of Marco is what's required in order to recruit him. You can do that by winning 1 10,000 potch option, 5 1,000 potch options, or 50 100 potch options. The choice is yours. You can do it however you want to, but then once you win, we'll continue on. You got me. You're good at this. Well played. A promise is a promise. I'm all yours. Marco has joined your group. Marco's going to take off and go back to our castle. What we want to do is head to the lower left corner of this area, and we can go into the item shop. Let's talk to the woman right in front of us, and we're going to choose the buy option. Then we'll scroll down the list a little bit until we get to red flower seeds. We're going to purchase one of these for 200 potch. After that, we're going to leave the store and we're going to head outside. Now let's go recruit another character by heading outside to the world map, and then we want to proceed north until we go back into Lorimar. We'll proceed forward a little bit and talk to the man on the left. My job is to cut off the heads of criminals, but as you can see, business has been slow of late. Say recruit. The only thing I'm good for is cutting off heads. That's all I know. Still want me to join? We'll say, yes, of course. You're one strange guy. Fine then, I'll go with you. It'll be nice to get some sun for a change. Kirke has joined your group. Alright, now let's head back outside. Let's open up our menu, and then we're going to choose items, then party items, and blinking mirror so that we can return to our headquarters. Once we're here, talk to Vicky. We're going to request teleportation, and we want to go to Rykon. Let's head down a little bit, and then on the left is the item shop. We're going to go inside and we're going to buy some more flower seeds at this location. We want to buy the blue flower seeds. And once again, these are going to cost another 200 patch. After the blue flower seeds have been purchased, we can leave the shop and then leave town entirely by heading out toward the northern exit. Now let's keep heading up toward the north until we can go back into Tien. Let's go into the nearby item shop. And then we'll talk to the man at the counter on the left, and here we get to buy our third set of flower seeds. These are the yellow flower seeds. Once you have the red, blue, and yellow flower seeds, you have everything you need to recruit another character. So let's go ahead and leave this item shop, and then we're going to leave town entirely by heading over toward the left and exiting out onto the world map. Once again, we'll open up the menu, go to items, party items, and then blinking mirror to head back to our headquarters. Let's talk to Vicky so that we can request teleportation, and we're going to travel back to the warrior's village. And once we're here, we can just leave out the southern exit. Now let's proceed over toward the left or toward the west so that we can go to our next destination. You might encounter some other enemies around here, such as the Hellhounds. They're not too difficult, especially if you've got good attacks that can hit multiple party members, such as the Unite attack between the main character and Kai, and you can also have Cleo use her area of effect magic and take them out pretty easily. So it's not too difficult to take these guys down, and then we're going to move on. Once again, we get a good amount of experience and a good amount of patch for defeating groups of enemies like this. Alright, now that the battle's over, let's continue to head over toward the left so that we can go to our next destination. And now we see a small building here. Let's go inside. This is our destination, and it's called Qlon. We'll move forward and go inside the temple, and then talk to the man in orange in this area. I've been expecting you, Star Master. Star Master? What the heck are you on about? You know Matador from somewhere? Of course I do. Master Matador is fated to lead the 108 Stars of Destiny. 108 stars? Cleo, this monk is off his rocker. Victor, you were born under the Star of Solitude, and Cleo under the Star of Fulfillment. All those here, including myself, were born under one of the 108 stars. We are destined to gather together once again under Master Matador's star, the chief star of heaven. Hey, old man, enough of this nonsense. Now listen to what we have to say. I already know. You've come here in search of a way to defeat the vampire Neclord, am I correct? Then you know how to do it? Indeed. Allow me to show you. Come this way. Fukian has joined your group. What is this? Some kind of altar? This is the cave of the past. What you seek lies within. Why the cryptic act? If you knew we were coming, you could have saved us the trouble by just giving us whatever's in there. Commander Matador, much awaits you within this cave. You must be ready to accept it all. Please enter, and be sure to tread carefully. Well, before we go in, we're actually going to head back down and go back into the temple. We're going to proceed over toward the left and then head up, and we're going to talk to the man in red up here by the books. That's strange. Where did I misplace it? Say, mister, have you seen the illustrated war scroll anywhere? As the head librarian, I'm deeply embarrassed. If you find it, please let me know. I'll repay the favor. Now let's head over toward the right and talk to another character to recruit him. My name is Morgan. Certain circumstances have led me to take up residence here. And yourself? Commander Matador, is it? I wish I could see your face. You have a fascinating voice. Oh, excuse me. I've been blind since birth, but in some senses, I see better than others. Recruit. I see it now. A vast sky spreading out behind you. I will place my life in your hands. Morgan has joined your group. Now we'll head back outside. If you want to save some time, just go out the nearby door on the top of the screen. And then we're going to head over toward the right hand side and we're going to see another man over here. Let's go talk to him. You delivered the red flower seeds, and the blue flower seeds, and the yellow flower seeds. Well, now I can finally finish my work here. I gratefully accept these flower seeds. There, that should do it. Well then, I guess that means I'm one of you now. Zen has joined your group. Alright, now let's head into the Cave of the Past. As you go in, the game will automatically save, but there is also a save point over on the right hand side, so use that if you want to. Otherwise, we're going to keep heading toward the top of the screen. From here, continue going forward and down the stairs. Now follow the path down and to the right until you come to an intersection, then head over toward the left and up the stairs. Here there's a treasure chest. We can open it up to get the Crimson Cape. Now we can go down the stairs, and we're going to head over toward the right hand side. The cave is filled with monsters. I wouldn't say that they're particularly difficult, but they give an absolute ton of experience when you defeat them, so this is a great place to get some levels in. With all of your team working together, even though we're one person short, we should still be able to get through this fight with just one round of combat. And here you can see just how much experience we get. We went from level 37 all the way up to level 40 with most of our characters. And now let's keep on going. We'll head over toward the right hand side, and then we want to go up. There are two treasure chests in this room, so let's go around the corner and then open them up. One of them contains a medicine, and the other one contains a flowing orb. This is a very important item for later on. Now let's head back outside the room. On the way out, I got into a fight against a pretty tough group of enemies. These are clay dolls. They're pretty tanky, but if you use your main character's rune, you have an attack called Hell, which will instantly kill all of the enemies as long as they're not bosses. So this is a great option for getting rid of tough groups of enemies. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of charges with this, so I would recommend saving that one for when you get the groups of 3 clay dolls and just eliminating them very quickly. Now that we're in the previous room, continue to head down until we get into another area. And before we go on, there is going to be a secret passage here. Walk down toward the bottom of the screen and then keep walking down, making your way, just kind of wiggling back and forth left and right. And you should be able to make it through the passageway. And you can open up this treasure chest for a window orb, which we need to recruit another person later on. Now we can make our way back up toward the top of this area through the secret passageway and then over toward the right. We can grab this treasure chest over here. Inside of it is a headgear, and then we can proceed down and to the right. Then we want to go up into the upper right hand corner door. This has a treasure chest that contains an old book, volume 2. Now let's leave this room and continue down toward the south, and we're going to exit the area. There's a treasure chest in the lower left corner of this area, so let's run over there. We can open it up, and inside is going to be a 5,000 potch. And now we're going to head up the stairs and through the door at the top. Keep going up to open up this treasure chest, and it's going to have an escape talisman, and then we're going to go down the stairs. From here, we're going to keep going down toward the bottom, and then we're going to go down and over toward the right hand side. We're going to stick to the top passage first. We'll go through here, and then we're going to keep going up and then over toward the right-hand side so that we can open up a treasure chest that contains the illustrated war scroll. We need this to recruit Hugo back in the temple. And now we're going to leave this area once again toward the bottom, and then keep going down until we get to the lower path. Keep going all the way down. There's another character on the left. We can't recruit him until later, so we're skipping it for now. We'll come back when the time is right to get him. And now we're going to head down toward the bottom once again, and then over toward the right-hand side. Let's go into the first door that we come to here. There's going to be 2 treasure chests in this room. One contains a medicine, and the other one contains a silverlet. And now we can go out the bottom exit, over toward the left, and then we'll go up. Let's go to the left and then through the nearby door. And then we're going to go up, toward the right, and then down again. Keep going toward the right and go through the first door that you come to. Inside is 2 treasure chests. One contains a mega medicine, and the other chest contains a dex rune piece. We'll leave the room and then head over toward the right-hand side to exit. From here, go over to the right and then up through the door, and then go down the stairs. From here, continue down. Let's head over to the left, and then we can interact with the sword. Hey, this must be what the old man was talking about. Careful, don't get too close. Don't worry, it'll be fine. A curse upon those who disturb my slumber. What? Ow, what the heck is this place? No idea. Looks like we were thrown out of the cave thanks to a certain careless someone. Well, look on the bright side. At least we made it out alive. Let's proceed up and toward the right. And now we'll keep going up and toward the right. And now we'll go down and toward the left to talk to the boy. Hey, mister, are you the people here to take away the treasure? We'll say, no, we're not. Yeah, I didn't think you were. Grandpa was looking real angry, so I got worried. Ted, get over here. Yes, Grandpa. Master Matador, that boy, didn't he just call him Ted? We'll say, he did sort of look like Ted. What is going on? Let's go up and to the right to talk to the boy and his grandpa. Did that woman send you here as her messengers? Woman? Messengers? I got no idea what you're talking about. So, you have nothing to do with her? With who? If she didn't send you, you'd best leave this place immediately. Come, Ted. Wait, Grandpa, I want to talk with those people. Come at once. Let's go inside the house. What, still haven't left? Strangers aren't welcome here. What are you so scared of? Is it that woman you keep mentioning? That woman? Well, that's a rather rude way to speak about someone. Windy, what are you doing here? Neclord, how did you manage to follow us here? By the way, Cleo, where exactly is here? Like I know. What do you want, Windy? Why, my dear, I'm here because you refused to give me the rune, of course. That's the only reason I traveled all the way here today. How about showing some gratitude for the effort I've made? Come now, give me the soul eater. I have no idea what you mean. No point in hiding it. I already know this is the village of the hidden rune. Hey, Cleo, apparently this is the village of the hidden rune. Let's try and remember that. The village of the hidden rune, a boy named Ted. My, did you see that? It does seem like you're boring Uber with these stubborn denials of yours. Give me the rune now, or watch your village slowly burn to the ground. Fine, since you're so eager to witness the ill-fated power of the Soul Eater. O Soul Eater, cursed rune that you are, manifest your power and strike down mine enemy. Travelers, I'm sorry for having dragged you into this mess. As you should be. Ted, come over here. Yes, Grandpa. Hold out your right hand. That's a good boy. Now listen, Ted, you've got to stay still. O Soul Eater, rune of life and death, depart from me and bestow your power upon this boy. Grandpa, what is this? Forgive me, Ted. I've passed on to you a painful fate. You must remember never to unleash the power of this rune. Travelers, there's a secret passage up ahead that leads outside the village. Please, take my grandson Ted and run. I'll keep Windy distracted to buy you some time. Let's go, Ted. Oh, okay. Grandpa will follow later, right? That's right. Come on now, let's hurry. Well, once we're outside, we're gonna head down toward the bottom of the screen and then over toward the left. Lady Windy worries too much. Instead of beating around the bush, we should have just razed the village to the ground. Instead, I stand guard here as told, and look what I'm left to play with. A bunch of cowards and a child. Say that again, buddy. Don't get too close, Victor. That guy's strong. Yeah, I know. He's not human. I can tell there's something horrific about him even from this distance. So, you understand my strength, do you? Well then, no point in struggling against my blade. I'll chop you into tiny pieces so that you won't feel any pain. Darn. Hey, Uber, Lady Windy wants you. Seems the old fool escaped into the forest. Neclord! You again? I'm busy at the moment. I'll deal with you some other time. I think we're safe. Yeah, the fire in the village seems to be dying down too, although I don't know what became of the villagers. What happened to Grandpa? Ted, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to look after yourself from now on. Do you understand? Master Matador, this boy is definitely the Ted we knew. We must be in the past. The past? You mean the Celestial Sword's curse sent us back in time? Yes, most likely. What just took place was the incident from 300 years ago that Ted told us about. That means he will spend the next 300 years traveling alone. In any case, we need to find a way to return to the present. You're probably right. Hey, Matador, do you see that light? Isn't that where we first came out? Yes, let's try going back there. Well, before we do that, we're going to head back into the house, and then we're going to grab this treasure chest. Inside of it is a Mega Medicine. And now we're going to head back through the secret passage in the back, and then we'll work our way down toward the bottom of the area, and then over toward the left to get the treasure chest we couldn't get before. Inside this one, we get a Boar Orb. And now we're going to head over toward the right, and then up, so that we can go back into the house through the back entrance. And then we're going to go back out through the front. Let's keep heading down, and before we go into the light, we'll go into the bottom right house. There's a treasure chest in here, and inside of it is going to be a champion's orb. Now we can leave the house and then go back up the stairs so that we can go into the light. Maybe going in here will take us back to our own world. You might be right. That's actually a half-decent idea coming from you. Very funny. Matador, what should we do about this Ted kid? Your choice here really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna say we'll take him with us. But we don't know if that's even possible. Let's get going, Matador. Who knows when the light will disappear? Man, did we luck out. Looks like we made it back. Ted's not with us. Yeah, you're right. He probably belongs to that other world, so he wasn't able to cross over. From here on, he'll have to manage on his own. It's likely his fate can't be changed. Let's proceed down to exit out the bottom and continue the scene. Hold on, this thing again. Everyone stay back. No way I'm repeating that whole ordeal. You're one to talk. You got us into that mess to begin with. Victor. Whoa, I didn't do anything. Victor, don't you have an important mission? Yeah, you're right, I do. I'm gonna kill Neclord. I was just starting to get bored of sleeping. May as well help you on your mission. Pull me out. What's with the attitude? You're real arrogant for a sword. If you don't want my help, fine, but you'll never defeat the vampire without me. Okay. Okay? I mean, thank you. Let's go then, partner. Tss, not sure why I'm being called partner by a sword. Before we leave, I would strongly recommend that you run around this area for a little while longer as you continue to gain levels and money. If you get into an enemy encounter like this with 3 of the wisps and 1 clay doll, you can have your main character use a finger of death in order to instantly kill just that clay doll, and then the rest of your party members should be able to take out the wisps pretty easily. So let's go ahead and wrap this fight up and then continue on. As you can see, my party is now level 44, which is pretty much right where we want to be for this part of the game. And then we also have been collecting lots of money. In fact, I've gotten up to over 100,000 patch so far. So I'm good to go now. What I want to do is use one of the items that we collected earlier in this dungeon. That's going to be the escape talisman. So use that on whoever currently is holding it. And then we're going to get out of here very quickly. We're automatically brought back to the entrance of Qlon, and what we want to do is head back up and into the temple. We collected the illustrated war scroll from inside the cave, and now we want to go and give that to Hugo. You delivered the illustrated war scroll. Oh, that's it! That's the illustrated war scroll I was searching for. I'm so relieved you found it. I must repay you somehow. Let me think. You're from the Liberation Army, I see. Alright, I've decided. I'll join you as well. I'm Hugo the Librarian. Look forward to working with you. Hugo has joined your group. And now, if you want to, head over toward the left bookcase and you can grab the old book volume 3. And now that we have Hugo recruited, we can actually read these old books. If you head back to your castle and then find Hugo in the library, you can give him the books, he'll decipher them, and then you're actually able to read them. Typically, they just give you a little bit more about the lore of the game or some useful tips about how to recruit some characters or some other tidbits, but you've got me to help you along, so you don't need any of that, and I won't be showing it. But feel free to go over and talk to him in the library so that you can unlock some of those books and read what they have to say. Once you're all done with Hugo, then head back out of the Qlon temple, and we're going to be back out into the world map. And now we're going to use our blinking mirror to transport ourselves back to our headquarters. After going through that last cave, your characters might be low on health or low on their rune charges, so I would strongly recommend heading up to the first floor so that you can talk to Marie, where you can rest and then save the game. After you're all rested and saved, we're going to go over to the elevator and we're going to use it to head up to the 4th floor. Now you can talk to either Sanchez on the left, or you can go down to the bottom right corner of the area to talk to Matthew, and we want to switch up our party members. So let's choose change, and then remove from party, and we're going to remove both Kirke and Kai. Now we want to add the 3 blacksmiths that we've recruited into our active party. So we're going to scroll all the way over toward the right hand side to get to the 6th page of names, and we're going to choose Mies, who's wearing green, add him to the party, go to the 5th page and find Mas, and we're going to add him to the party, and then we're going to scroll back to the 2nd page of names, and here we're going to find Mose, who wears red, and we'll add him to the party as well. So now that we have Mies, Mas, and Mose in our party, we can recruit another blacksmith. Let's head on back up toward the top, and we can use the elevator, and we want to go back down to the ground floor. Let's go over toward the left and then go downstairs. We can talk to Vicky, and we want to request teleportation, and we're going back to the warrior's village. Let's proceed forward, and we're going to get a scene. Oh, Commander Matador, you've returned. How did it go? Did you find a way to defeat Neclord? You bet we did. Take a look at this. Hey, say hello. Me, greet a human? You've got some nerve. They should be the ones greeting me. A talking sword? Will it defeat the vampire? Of course I will. Vampires don't stand a chance against me. Hear that? Those two have a lot in common when it comes to overconfidence. That's reassuring to hear. We were just about to depart for Neclord's castle. Look what that fiend sent us. A wedding invitation? Whose? His and Tengar's. If we don't hurry, he'll drain her blood. Chief, we're ready to depart. Very well, let's go. Commander Matador, we'll go on ahead. Now let's go up and talk to Hicks. I'm not allowed to go. I haven't proven myself yet, so they won't let me fight. And now let's go over toward the right, and we'll go into the house at the top. And we'll talk to the man in yellow on the left. Hey there, brought me some work? Recruit. Mas, Mies, Mose, I see you've all joined the Liberation Army. Commander Matador, if they believe in you, so can I. Allow me to join you as well. Moose has joined your group. After Moose leaves, we can leave the house too, and then we're going to head over toward the left side of the screen so that we can go into the armor shop. We don't need to buy any of the armor here, we just want to look at the selection that he has, and we'll see that he's got some really good armor, the headgears, the full helmets, dragon armors, full armor, cape of darkness. These are all great pieces of equipment that definitely raise our defense, but they're also pretty expensive, so we will have to spend quite a bit of time grinding out some money in order to purchase these equipment upgrades. Once you've looked at the inventory list, let's go ahead and leave, and we can exit the town completely by heading out the bottom of the screen. Now it's time to head back to our headquarters, so we're going to use that blinking mirror to transport ourselves back to our castle. Now let's head up the stairs, and we're going to take the elevator up to the 4th floor. You can either talk to Sanchez on the left or go down to the bottom right corner to talk to Matthew. And what we want to do is do the opposite of what we did a moment ago. We're going to remove the blacksmiths from our party. So take away Mies, Mas, and Mose. And then we're going to add our other party members back. And that means that we're going to take Kirke, as well as Kai. We're going to leave that 6th party member slot unfilled right now because it will be filled automatically pretty soon. Before we move on, we're going to switch up our formation. We don't want Cleo in the front row, so instead we're going to move Kai up to the front row. It doesn't really matter if you do this because we'll be switching the formation soon anyway, but if you want to just make sure that Cleo is in the back row now, that's a good thing to do. And then we're going to head over toward the elevator, and we want to use it to go down to the 1st floor. We're going to head down toward the bottom of the screen, and we want to talk to Jean in the orb shop. And we're going to say attach. Let's go down and find where the flowing orb is. And we're going to use that flowing orb on Kirke and equip it onto him. When attached, the flowing orb becomes the flowing rune, and this is going to be our primary source of healing going forward into the end of the game. We're all done with Jean for now, so we can close out of this menu, and then what we want to do is to head over toward the right-hand side and go over to the armor shop. And you can see that now when we talk to Chapman, we can buy any piece of equipment, even the new ones that we have from the Warriors Village. So all those things like the dragon armors are now available to us. They're still just as expensive, which is a little unfortunate, but at least we don't have to travel town to town anymore to find the equipment. We can get it all from Chapman in our own headquarters. Take a moment to go through and sell off some of the things that you don't need anymore, such as the old equipment like the pointy hats. Also, feel free to sell like the protection or the dex rune pieces. None of that stuff is very useful to us. And once you've cleaned up some inventory space and sold off the things you don't need, we're going to head up to the 2nd floor. So either take the elevator or just run up the stairs, and we're going to go talk to Rock in the vault on the left. There's a couple things that we can drop off here just to make some room in our inventory. Feel free to get rid of anything that you really don't think you need, such as the window set 0, but keep the window orb for right now. You can also get rid of the boar orb and the champion's orb, like the dex rune piece you could get rid of if you haven't sold that one yet. Also get rid of any things like the books that you have, either by giving them to Hugo in the library, or you can just deposit them for right now into the vault. You just want to clear out as much inventory space as possible. Keep your mega medicines, but you can deposit regular medicines if you want to. Now that your inventory is nice and clean, you might be able to upgrade your equipment a little bit. You should have at least one of the headgears, so I'm going to put one onto the main character. I actually have 2 because I got one by fighting a bear in an earlier video. So if you want to equip a 2nd headgear onto a character, and we can also look at Kai and see that he's not very well armored at this point, so I'm going to give him one of the pointy hats from before. Unfortunately, I don't have any armor to give him right now. That's fine, I can skip it. And then the other slot, I'm going to give him a silverlet. Honestly though, I'm not very concerned about his defense. He'll do just fine until we can afford to buy him some new gear. This next part is a little bit dependent on how much money you currently have. If you've got quite a bit, then you can go and upgrade some weapons. You can either use the blacksmiths that you've recruited. In fact, Moose can get your weapons all the way up to level 15 at this point, but that would require a significant amount of money. So what you can also do is to go down to Vicky, and you can have her teleport you over to Tien. There's a really good blacksmith there that can get your weapons up to level 12, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head over to the blacksmith shop kind of in the middle of town on the lower level, and I'm going to go inside and I'm going to look at the weapons and their current levels. You'll notice that Victor actually now has a new weapon that's automatically equipped onto him, and that is going to be the Black Celestial Sword, and it starts at level 9. I'm going to spend some of my money to get that up to level 11. At that point, it starts to get pretty expensive, and I know that some of my other characters have lower level weapons, such as Cleo or Kirke or Kai, so I can spend a little bit of money raising those up as well. Definitely Cleo though, she's only at level 5, so we're going to spend some money and get that up. If you don't have money at this point, that's totally okay, because we're going to spend a lot of time getting some more money, and then you will definitely have enough in order to upgrade weapons more uniformly across their party members in preparation for the next boss fight, because it is considered one of the toughest in the game, if not the toughest boss fight, but I'm going to make sure that you're definitely prepared for that. But before we do that, we've got a couple more errands to run, and so to do that, we're going to head out of town by exiting out of the shop and then over toward the left. Now that we're at the world map, we can use our blinking mirror to teleport ourselves back to our headquarters. And now we're going to talk to Vicky, and we want to transport ourselves over to the burnt village of the elves. And now we're going to leave this area and proceed over toward the Great Forest or the Kobold Village over toward the northwest. At this point, your Kirke should be at least level 35, and that will allow you to recruit the next character found inside the inn. Let's go up to the top and we can recruit Rubi. Aren't you Rubi? Huh? Oh, Kirke, what are you doing with these humans? I'm in the Liberation Army now, but I'm not doing it for revenge for having my village taken away. Many are suffering because of the Imperial Army, both humans and elves. I want to help them. Oh, spare me the sappy garbage. Off with you. What would you know about all that anyway? You're just a little runt. Rubi. Kirke, why is an elf helping humans? Elves, humans, it doesn't matter in the end. We were all born under the same sky. At least that's how I feel. I'm not doing this for revenge. I'm doing it for everyone, especially those I care about. Kirke, when I left our village, you were still so young, and now you've surpassed me. I'll help you out, for the sake of the Liberation Army. Rubi has joined your group. Now that we've recruited Rubi, let's head out of the inn and then over toward the right to go back out onto the world map. From here, we're going to open up our menu and use that blinking mirror to go back to our headquarters. Now let's talk to Vicky, and we're going to request teleportation, and we're heading back to Qlon. Let's go to the upper right-hand corner of this area so that we can return to the cave and do some more fighting. That should allow us to level up at least one more time, and we can also get a good amount of money in the process. So we're just going to run forward through the cave, then go down the stairs, and then we're going to go through this area running back and forth and fighting the monsters. We're at a pretty good level at this point, so the fight should be pretty quick for you. You can also use your runes to quickly dispatch the enemies, and once they're all dead, then you'll get your reward. And at this point, I did get up to level 45 at least with my characters, and I got to over 111,000 patch, and that's enough to buy 3 dragon armors for my team, and that's a pretty good amount. So let's go ahead and leave this area now. We did enough grinding for this exact moment. Don't worry, there's a lot more to come. And then we're going to leave back out into the Qlon area, and then we're going to go back out into the world map. Okay, now we're going to head over toward the right-hand side, and we're going to go back into the warrior's village. Let's go up into town and then over toward the left to go into the armor shop. If you've got at least 111,000 patch, then you're able to purchase 3 dragon armors here. So I'm going to purchase 1 for the main character. I'll purchase 1 for Victor. And I'll purchase 1 for Kirke as well. And at this point, I don't have a whole lot of money left over, so I can exit out of this menu, and then I'm going to go into the main menu, and I'm going to go over to equipment. I'll give the main character one of those dragon armors. I'll give Victor one of the dragon armors and take his magic robe off. Kai is going to get that magic robe that we just took off of him. And then we'll go over to Kirke, and we're going to give him a dragon armor as well. After you're done with the equipment upgrades, you can sell off some of the old stuff that you don't need anymore, like any of the magic robes or the pointy hats that we're no longer wearing. Just don't sell the window orb, because we definitely need that to recruit a character in just a minute. But like I said, get rid of any regular medicines or any of the old equipment that you don't need anymore. Now let's recruit another character. We'll leave the armor shop and then head to the item shop just to the south. On the right hand side of the shop is a man standing between two beds. Let's go talk to him. Hey boss, got anything for me? Look, I can tell, you have something that's real important to me. That's it, the window rune. Please, can I have it? In exchange, I'll join the Liberation Army. Give him the window rune. Thank you, with this I can become a great stained glass window maker. Window has joined your group. Window makes his way back to our castle, and we're going to leave the item shop and then leave the town entirely through the southern exit. Now we're going to make our way down toward the southwest so that we can go to Neclord's castle. If you happen to get into any fights along the way, feel free to fight them, or you can just simply let the enemies go. Now that we made it into Neclord's castle, let's go up the stairs and then follow the path over toward the right to get a scene. There you are, Commander Matador. Forward, men. Let's show this fiend the power of the warrior's village. Yah! My, how rude of you showing up to my wedding with your weapons drawn. Silence, fiend. I'll have you return my daughter Tengar. I'm afraid that won't happen. The young lady is my beloved bride. Do you see the setting sun? Once it has set completely, our wedding will commence. Matador, you are the leader of the Liberation Army, are you not? I extend an invitation for you to be my honored guest tonight. If you fail to make it to the top of the castle before the sun sets, Tengar will be mine forever. I'm sure you know what that means. Oh, by the way, this gate will only admit those who have been invited. Curse you! Do you take us for fools? Wait, stop! Whoa. Looks like Neclord wasn't lying. Master Matador, this is a trap. He knows you're the leader of the Liberation Army and... Still, we have no choice but to go. Please, Commander Matador. I beg you, rescue my daughter from that filthy vampire. Hold on, wait. Commander Matador, please take me with you. Don't be reckless, Hicks. Besides, you haven't proven yourself as a warrior. An unproven warrior, one who has yet to name his sword, cannot fight in battle. That is the law of our village. It's true that I'm unproven as a warrior, nor am I strong. But still, I need to rescue Tengar with my own hands. I swore to her I would. Please, let me keep this one promise to her. Please, Commander Matador. We'll say, all right, come on then. Thank you. Hicks, come here. Yes, Chief. I've been waiting to hear such words from you. You are Hicks of the Warriors Village, descendant of Clift the Crusader. I hereby recognize you as a warrior and grant you the right to name your sword. May the birth of this new warrior bring joy to all. There, Hicks, you are now a true warrior. Your courage has made you worthy of your title. Go now and rescue Tengar. Thank you, Chief Zorak. You may now name your sword. Do you have something in mind? Yes, my decision was made many, many years ago. Come on, Hicks. Tengar is waiting for you. Yes, Cleo. Hicks has joined the party. Starting off, we're going to head over toward the left-hand side of this area, and we're going to go through the door. And then we're going to go around toward the right side and loop around so that we can go down the stairs. There's a save point in this room, so if you need to, go ahead and save the game. And then we're going to head up the stairs, circle back around, and go out the door. And now we'll head through the door on the right. There are lots of enemies in this area, and they tend to come in large groups. What we can do is use our Unite attack with our main character and Kai. The Master and Pupil attack will attack all the enemies, and it does a boosted damage to all of them as well. And then we can have the rest of our party members attack as well. That is going to also get us our next trophy, the first Unite attack. You may have gotten this one already because I've mentioned Unite attacks in the past, but this is the first time that I used one, and it's very effective in Neclord's castle for taking out large groups of enemies very quickly, because most of the enemy groups here contain multiple enemies. Before we go on, we also have to switch up our formation a little bit. I should have done this earlier, but that's alright. Hicks is actually a short-range warrior, so we have to move him up to the front row. I'll just take Kai and move him to the back. So we've got the main character, Victor, and Hicks in the front row, and then Kirke, Cleo, and Kai in the back row. Let's go through the door on the right, and then we're going to loop around and go down the stairs, and there's going to be a treasure chest in this area. Let's open it up, and inside we get a full helmet. Let's head back up the stairs, and we're going to go back to the entry area. And before we move on, we're just going to fight enemies in this entry area over and over again to get more levels and a lot more money. Using that Master and Pupil Unite attack between the main character and Kai is a good way to sort out these large groups of enemies, so feel free to use that. And then just have your other party members use their normal attacks, or you can have Victor use his rune as well to do lots of extra damage to the enemies. So it's pretty quick to get through these fights, and then we're going to move on. I'm going to show you another trick in the next fight to get through the fights even faster, but for right now I'll show you what kind of a normal fight looks like without using too much of your rune power. The little Spectre guys up front, they're not too tough, so you don't have to worry about them too much, but you really want to be worried about the Unicorn in the back, because he can do a lot of damage to your entire party all at once. So be prepared to take a lot of damage if you don't take him out first. For round 2 of the battle, I'm going to use that Unite attack again. We can use that every single turn if we want to hit all the enemies. And now with Kirke, I'm going to use the Flood of Kindness rune, and that's going to allow me to heal all of my party members. Like I said before, that flowing rune is going to be the #1 source of healing throughout the rest of the game, and it comes in really handy when you can heal all of your party members at once. Alright, let's finish up this unicorn and then we can be moving on. As you can see, we get a lot of experience, especially for Hicks, who's a little bit lower of a level than the rest of us. And then we get 14,500 potch. Let's keep running around in this area, continuing to get into fights with enemies, hopefully ones with lots of enemies at the same time, just to save some time. And here you can see the same group as before. Now what we can do is use that Hell attack from our main character, and that will instantly kill all of them. We'll get the same amount of experience and the same amount of potch. It's just a whole lot faster and easier to do it this way. So when you can use your runes properly, you're definitely able to save a lot of time. I skipped ahead to the point where I have over 90,000 potch, and I'm pretty low on my rune power, so I want to head back to our castle. You can actually leave the Neclord's castle and then just talk to Zorak. He's going to let you pass, and then we just have to run along the path and get back out to the world map. From here, we can just use that blinking mirror to teleport ourselves back to our castle. And then if you want to get a free rest, just head on up to the first floor, you can talk to Marie, you can rest, and then save the game. Now that we have some more money, we can go and upgrade our weapons a little bit further. We can head on up to the second floor, and the blacksmith station is over on the right. If you talk to Mose on the right who's wearing red, he can get your weapons up to level 12, but if you talk to Moose in the middle with yellow, he can actually get your weapons all the way up to level 15. We don't have enough money to do that yet because it's quite expensive, but I can get the main character's weapon up to level 12 at this point, and it will turn into the Heavenly Fang Staff, greatly increasing its attack. Now we're going to leave our headquarters and return to Neclord's castle so that we can keep fighting to gain more levels as well as a lot more money. So I'm just going to speed up the footage here as we return back. It's the same process as before. Run downstairs, talk to Vicky, and then teleport yourself over to Neclord's castle. Let's run along the path on the right hand side, and then we can talk to Zorak again. He's going to let us go back into the castle where we can continue to farm out more levels and more money. Skipping ahead a few minutes, I'm now up to 216,000 potch, and I've actually gotten a lot of antiques or those question mark paintings or urns, and we want to appraise them. So we're going back to our headquarters and we're going up to the first floor so that we can meet with Jabba to get those things appraised. Jabba's located in the bottom of this area, so we can run over there and start appraising those items. So a lot of these things could be pretty worthless. Some of the paintings will turn out just to be graffiti. Some of those urns will turn out to be defective urns. Those don't sell for a whole lot, but you can actually get some very nice items to come out and be appraised that are worth a lot of money. If you get a blue dragon urn, those sell for 8,000 potch a piece, and if you happen to get something called fine china, that sells for 60,000 potch each, and I happen to get 2 of those things, so we can actually make a good amount of money by selling those urns that we're getting from the monster drops while we fight and earn money and levels inside Neclord's castle. Once you're done appraising and selling those items, you can go over and talk to Marie where you want to rest as well as save the game. And now that we have a lot more money, we can go continue to upgrade our weapons. So let's head on up to the second floor and then go over to the blacksmith shop on the right hand side. If we head over toward the right and talk to Mose, we can get our weapons up to level 12. I happen to have enough money at this point where all of my characters can get their weapons up to level 12. So I'm just going to speed up the footage of this as we go through and upgrade all the weapons, but everyone comes out to a level 12 weapon at this point. And now that we have level 12 weapons, let's work on getting them up to level 15. To do that, we're going to return to the Neclord's castle to keep fighting, gaining levels and money, and then when you have 310,000 potch or more, you can come back and talk to Moose, who's in yellow in the middle of the group, and he can raise your levels up from level 12 to level 15. If you have 310,000 potch or more, that will be enough for 2 of your party members to get all the way up to level 15 with their weapons, which is the most that we can do at this point. So I'm going to start by focusing on the main character and Kai, getting their weapons up to level 15. That way our Unite attacks are even stronger and can clear out monsters even faster without having to use any rune power. Now that the main character and Kai have level 15 weapons, we're going to return to the Neclord's castle to keep fighting and earning money, and we want to come back when we have approximately 300,000 potch again. But this time, instead of upgrading weapons, we're going to upgrade armor by going to talk to Chapman in the lower part of the first floor. We'll begin by using the sell command, and we're going to sell off the equipment that's yellow that we don't need anymore, such as the toe shoes and the feathers. What we want to keep are the things like headgears and dragon armors that we already have, but everything else is stuff that we're going to sell. I also would recommend keeping the crimson cape if you've still got it, because it's slightly better than what we're going to buy in a moment. So anyway, let's speed this up a little bit as we go through, and we're going to sell off the things we don't need, shoulder pads and feathers. Just keep the headgears and keep the dragon armors. Everything else can go. We now have even more money at our disposal, and we're going to use it to buy upgrades to the equipment that we just sold. So starting off, we can buy full helmets, one for Hicks, as well as one for Cleo. The next thing we're going to purchase is headgear. I already have one for the main character and one for Victor. You might have only had one at this point, so if necessary, you gotta buy 3 of them now. One for Victor, one for Kirke, and one for Kai, but it only costs 6,500 patch, so it's not that expensive. Now we're going to move on to the armor pieces, and we're going to buy dragon armor as much as possible. So we're going to buy one for Hicks and one for Cleo, because I already have 3 of them, one on the main character, one on Victor, and one on Kirke that we purchased earlier. But because Kai can't wear dragon armor, he's going to get a ninja garb instead. So now we're good on head armor and we're good on chest armor. Now it's time for accessories, and we're gonna scroll down the list and find these guard rings. They sell for 8,500 patch each, and I'm going to buy 2 of them for every party member for a total of 12. Finally, Hicks is able to wear a shield, so I'm going to purchase 1 iron shield for 7,500 patch and give it to Hicks. Now that we've purchased all the things, we need to equip them. So go to the equipment menu, choose your main character. He's got the headgear and the dragon armor already equipped, but now we're going to give him either the crimson cape and a guard ring or just 2 guard rings. Now we'll go over to Victor. He has a headgear and dragon armor, and we're going to give him 2 guard rings. Now over to Hicks. He's going to get a full helmet, a dragon armor, the shield is an iron shield, and then he gets 2 guard rings. Over to Kirke, we get a headgear, a dragon armor, and then 2 guard rings. For Cleo, she gets a full helmet, a dragon armor, and 2 guard rings. And then for Kai, he's going to get a headgear, the ninja garb, and then 2 guard rings. Now that we're done equipping our new purchases, we're going to proceed on from here, and we're going to go up to Marie, where we can rest as well as save the game. I happen to have quite a bit of money at this point, so I've got enough to upgrade some more weapons. Let's go ahead and go back upstairs to the blacksmiths. Remember, you need 155,000 patch per person to get their weapons from level 12 up to level 15. I happen to have 170,000 patch, so I've got enough, and I'm going to take Victor's weapon all the way up from level 12 to level 15. I don't have enough money for Hicks or Kirke or Cleo. That's okay though, you can keep them at level 12 if you want to. It's obviously going to make you more powerful to raise them up to level 15, but it's not necessary. But definitely your main character, Victor and Kai, should be level 15. Anything else is just a bonus. Before we head to the Neclord's castle, we're going to go recruit another party member who actually has an orb that we really want for our party. So to get him, we're going to head back downstairs all the way to the basement and talk to Vicky, and we want to request teleportation to go to Tien. Once we're in town, we'll go all the way to the right as far as we can go, and in the upper right hand corner is a man that we can talk to named Eikei. My name is Eikei. I'm a master of the martial arts, and I respect only the strong. Are you strong? Whoa, you truly are. I can lend you my strength. I've been waiting for someone like you. Let me join the Liberation Army. We'll say recruit. I'd be honored. Eikei has joined your group. Eikei will only join if your main character is at least level 40, but at this point my main character is like level 51, so it definitely wasn't a problem, especially after grinding all of those levels and money from the Neclord's castle. Let's return back to our base by using that blinking mirror. And now we want to head up to the first floor. Let's go to the bottom part of this area and talk to Jean, who is in the rune shop. We're going to select remove, and then go to Victor, and we're going to remove his Qlon rune. And now we want to go up to the 4th floor, so use either the stairs or the elevator to get yourself up to the 4th floor. And now we're going to talk to either Sanchez or to Matthew, and we want to remove one of our party members. We don't have a lot of options here, either Kirke or Kai, it doesn't matter. So in this case, I took Kirke off, and now I'm going to add Eikei back into my party. I found him down toward the bottom of the 6th page of names. So Eikei's in my party now, and now we're going to go back down to the 1st floor so that we can talk to Jean again. Make your way down to the bottom of the area, and then talk to Jean, and we're going to remove the orb that is currently on Eikei. The rune that comes automatically equipped on Eikei is called the Double Jab rune, which allows a character to attack twice in the same turn, and that can be pretty powerful. So we removed it from Eikei, and now we're going to attach it to Victor. And now every time Victor attacks with his Celestial Sword, he's going to attack twice, which is very important for the next boss fight. Well, we don't want Eikei in our party anymore, we want Kirke's back, so we're going to use the elevator to go back up to the 4th floor so that we can talk to either Sanchez or Matthew to switch our party members. Let's do the reverse of what we did a moment ago. We're going to remove Eikei from our party. And then we're going to add Kirke to our party. Now we have all the right party members, so let's make sure that they're in the right position to be effective in combat. Open up the menu and then go to Formation, and we're going to make sure that we have the main character, Victor, and Hicks in the front row, Cleo, Kai, and Kirke in the back row. We have one more little detail to take care of in our preparation, so let's head back down to the 1st floor. And now we'll go down to the bottom and talk to Jean once again. We want to choose the attach option and then go to Victor so that we can grab that Qlon orb, and we're going to put it onto Hicks so that he has a rune. Now he can do 2 times the damage, but he'll lose his balance every other turn. That's alright though. We're going to go to our items and we're going to find some of those mega medicines from our other party members, like the main character or Victor, and we're going to transfer them over to Hicks. And by doing that, now every other turn in battle, when Hicks is off balance, we're able to use a Mega Medicine to heal up our party members. The next boss is going to do a lot of damage to us, but now that we're prepared in terms of level and weapons and equipment, as well as having Kirke being able to heal our whole party and Hicks being able to heal a single party member, we should be all set. I'm going to run over, rest, and then save the game, and this is where we're going to end part 12. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. This episode was essentially 3 hours of gameplay crammed into one, so I hope that you enjoyed it and you found it helpful. If you did, be sure to give me a like, as well as comment on the video, and then make sure that you're subscribed to stay up to date with the rest of the series and more to come. I'll see you soon in part 13. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.